Back to football, though. Tom Brady, Tampa Bay. Look, they're in first place, but it ain't right. And now they're going to San Francisco to play against the 49ers. You guys all know what's going on. Purdy's the quarterback. Niners have this great defense. Tampa Bay offense, nobody knows what's going on. But they find ways to win games. Break down what Tampa's got to do to find a way to score enough points to beat a very good defense.
Can Bruce Arians come back and coach this offense?
I've been saying it for weeks now, yeah.
Is that possible this game? Their offense, guys, is just not very sustainable. It appears that they don't self-scout. So, teams obviously, just like you do on this show every day, like you go upstairs and you talk to people, you look at what the show's doing, and you do what's good and what's not good, at least hopefully.
Right.
They should do that as well. Okay, this run works, this doesn't work. But they don't do that. They run the same stuff all the time that stinks, that they cannot do against a Niners defense.
Look, if you don't like the crystal ball segment, we'll stop doing it. All right, I know what you're doing here.
It's 47-1. I have to like it. As much as
you just said, though, you just keep doing the same thing over and over again.
47-1.
And you don't learn from your mistakes. Okay, I'm on to you.
Look, and the Niners defense is so good that if you come out and run the same boring offense, on the first drive against the Saints, they ran the ball every first down but one. Like, they're just so boring. I can't believe Tom Brady allows this to happen. Their best offense is the 2-minute drive. Like, they're one of the best teams in the NFL.
Is that because Brady's calling the plays?
Yes, and they're just like, they're moving, they're in rhythm, they're throwing the ball, they're using their weapons. And so if you can't do that against this Niner team, we can put the graphic up here. The Niners defense, guys, is the best in the NFL. Tampa is not good on offense. So if Tampa wants to win this game, they might win 10-6.
Like, something's got to break there, right?
No.
Right? I mean, something's got to give.
Well, it doesn't really have to.
Right? I mean, come on.
Right? It doesn't have to, though. It could go exactly like this. They can win the game because Brock Purdy.
This is going to be the most highly anticipated snooze fest.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And we're all going to sit there.
I'll watch every second.
And we're not going to miss a second of this game. And afterwards, we're going to say, Brady did it again. He's down 6-3 with a minute and 30 to go, and somehow he orchestrates a game-winning drive.
And that's the worst part is Tampa Bay thinks their confirmation, their offensive coordinator Byron Leftwich said, well, we won the game, so it must be working. Like that's not. Again, like, are they looking at what they're doing?
Let me ask you a question. I think a lot of fans say this all the time. When your team's offense does nothing for 50-some-odd minutes, and then you go into the 2-minute drill, and it's bing, 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 and I'm yelling at the TV, why didn't we do that in the first quarter? Why don't they?
You don't have enough players. You get too tired.
What?
If you run a 2-minute drill the entire game.
I would run a 2-minute drill the entire game. And if you're too tired, I cut you.
So the reason why, so in college football, you can run up-tempo offense.
Yeah.
Because you have so many players to rotate in. In the NFL, you're dressing 5 wide receivers, 7 offensive linemen. But also, if you go 3 and out 2 times in a row doing that, your defense is on the field way too long. Like, it's more of a clock.
But it always seems to work. Thing. It's always like, hey, our offense did nothing, and now all of a sudden we look like we're the greatest offense in the world. Now, part of that might be the defense going into a prevent and all that. I get that. But it's so frustrating when in the last 2 minutes, look, you saw it last night. Right? Baker Mayfield and the Rams.
Absolutely.
In the last 3 minutes of the game, it was like they were a different offense. Tampa last week, last 3.5 minutes of the game, different offense.
Sure.
And I'm going to myself, guys, why didn't you start this an hour ago? What are you doing?
But remember, we're not having this conversation, by the way, if Mark Ingram just gets a first down for the Saints, or if the Raiders just don't play cover 1 in the final play of the game. Don't knock the ball at Baker Mayfield's hand. Like, the 2-minute drill, I'm with you. I'm a fan of the sport, too. I scream at times like, go up tempo, get it done. But there's a requirement of bodies to make it happen.
Yeah.
And also, there's not a lot of plays. There's like eight plays you run a 2-minute drill.
Are you fun to watch a game with? Like, are you the guy that's like, I played? Keep it down over there.
No, I like to watch by myself. Like,
excuse me?
I mute. I have 3 TVs.
Yeah.
I mute all the sound, and I just put like the Red Zone channel on one and some other stuff. And I just sit there quietly and watch football.
What do you mean quietly? Like, what fun is that?
Sounds miserable.
Yeah.
I just don't want people to talk to me during watch football.
Okay.
Yeah, neither did Ted Kaczynski. He was like, you know what? You guys keep talking to me while watching football. That's it. I'm building a bomb.
That's why. To your point about I just don't need people to talk to me during games.
It's not, but so if we were all watching the games, Ken, it's not like I'm going to say, hey, look at that 4-3 defense. I'm going to be like, wow, what a catch. Mrs. Schwartz, can I have some more wings? And you don't want that.
I'd be totally fine watching a game with you guys, but but preferably.
So where do you watch the Super Bowl? By yourself?
In a corner? In a closet?
When I watched Super Bowl last year? No, I went to a Super Bowl party. It was fun.
Was it miserable, like watching it with other people?
No, you know what he does? He's the guy that shows up. The NFL players here. I spread out.
Let me explain everything.
Where's my seat on the couch?
No, I don't want to explain everything. That's the thing. I don't want to explain anything. I just want to watch. I just want to watch a football game. I went to a Super Bowl party last year.
Yeah.
It was fun. A good time. Yeah.
Did you guys bring something to the people hosting the party?
I was by myself in Los Angeles, and it was at someone's house. I was by myself in Los Angeles. It was like basically an acquaintance's place.
I'm just saying.
You asked me whether what I did. I told you what I did.
It's such a long story.
So, I wasn't. It was not a. It was not
like make something up. You're at a strip club eating all you can eat wings. I don't know.
I wish.
The bagel did survive the break. I'm gonna put it over here, just so Big Man doesn't go after it and hurt my fingers in the process. One of the big stories. I want to be clear. When we bring up gambling stories, it's with the acknowledgement that I cannot gamble. I don't gamble because I can't do it responsibly anymore. But I'm very well aware of what's going on. And one of the big side stories for those of you that can do it responsibly is the Minnesota Vikings Detroit Lions game. Now, the Lions have played very good football lately. Minnesota's got the second best record in the sport behind the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Detroit Lions are favored over the Minnesota Vikings. So I know what's happening right now. 80% of America, and I checked, are all going, easy money. I'll take the Vikings. Suckers.
Correct. I'm on the Lions this week.
You are?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes the line can be informative, right? It tells you kind of how everyone thinks about the teams, the kind of power rankings and where they are. It's telling you guys the Lions are pretty good. Yeah, their record might be 5-7, but they're playing much better football now. They're playing better on defense, which is most important. But Jared Goff, guys, is playing well right now.
Playing his ass off.
And I think
he's got a hot fiance. And he doesn't want to lose her. I'm just telling you from a man's standpoint, Jared Goff, when you're the Rams quarterback and you're dating a hot Instagram model, life is grand, right? Yeah. You've got a great young coach. Okay. You're going to a Super Bowl. Everything's good. All of a sudden, you got, honey, we're moving to Detroit. And she's like, you better play good. You better play well. Because I'll tell you right now, Jimmy Garoppolo's still out in California, and he don't have a girlfriend right now. And if you're going to make me live in Detroit, you better go throw for 40 touchdowns this year. I'm just telling you that. That's called real life. I mean, Jared Goff, no, she ain't the best-looking guy either.
Well, he's a decent-looking dude.
Not a bad-looking guy, but when you're the quarterback in a lousy city like Detroit versus L.A., women don't like that unless you're balling out.
So he's balling out for his marriage. Got it.
Well,
very simple.
Got to keep the wife interested.
For the upcoming.
Yeah. Do you think there's hot Instagram models in Detroit?
They don't even have Instagram in Detroit. It's Detroit.
Or clean water. True. All right. Meanwhile, just keep an eye on Detroit from this standpoint. All right. Detroit's 5-7.
Yes.
Most people have them left for dead. I don't think they're going to run the table, but play it out. What if they did run the table? Detroit gets into the playoffs at 10-7. Now, I think they're going to beat Minnesota also.
Yeah.
Detroit's a problem for a lot of people right now. They really are.
They really are. And again, to your point about Goff playing well for his fiance, but playing well to actually win football games instead. They run the ball well. They're creative in their pass concepts. And again, I doubted Jared Goff. I was wrong about that. He's played well. But again, more importantly, their defense is much better. Here's about the Vikings. You watch a lot of football. You watch a lot of football. Like, what do they do well? Like, what do you like?
The Vikings?
Yeah, what do they do well?
The Vikings have a very good passing offense. They don't run the ball as well as you think they do with Dalvin Cook. And their defense is suspect.
And that's why they're not favored in this game.
Well, but I just want to put this out there now because I want to. A month from now, when I go, I told you so. I'm just putting it out there now. Detroit, they beat Minnesota. They play the Jets. They play the Panthers. They play the Chicago Bears. No reason they can't win all those games.
Especially the Jets game.
Okay, thanks. They end the season on the road against the Green Bay Packers, and if they win those other games against Carolina, they'll beat Carolina. They'll beat the Chicago Bears. They might beat the New York Jets. It's in New York. And, of course, Minnesota this week. They would go into that Green Bay game 9-7, and a win would get them in.
Amazing.
How about that?
I think you should build Dan Campbell a statue.
Yeah.
That's on the table right now.
And they still have a top 5 pick next season. right now.
Yeah.
Which is like, I mean, it's pretty remarkable.
It's so the opposite of the Rams. It's amazing.
Yeah, well, the Rams traded for the Super Bowl. They got it. And the Lions traded for the future.
And by the way, every one of us as fans would do exactly what the Rams
yes,
did.
Absolutely.
I would trade my soul for the Super Bowl and have lousy seasons for 20 years after that if I just got a taste of a single championship. Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.